All right. Shalom, shalom. Let's get right to it. We're going to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Shai, don't unto the apostle, but of the great millstone. Hold on for a minute. I know I turned it up. Okay. So we're going to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Shai, double honor to the apostle, but the elder great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. So we're going to look at, I know I turned this thing. Okay, here we go. So let's get right to the video. You see, the prophecy is speaking upwards of the people. Yeah. It said the prophecy is speaking upwards of the people. Glory uprising is spreading, right? Global uprising.
Anger in Senegal's capital. Supporters of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko have been fighting with security forces. Schools and shops are shut as violence and looting spread from one neighborhood to another. They accuse President Macky Sall of using the justice system to eliminate political opponents and cling on to power.
We elected Macky Sall to work, not to establish a dictatorship. He must leave Sonko alone. If he does not, we will burn the country.
In this heavily guarded vehicle is Sonko on his way to a trial that could end his political aspirations. He's charged with slander after he accused a state minister of corruption. If convicted, he cannot contest the 2024 presidential elections. As crowds gathered, security forces forced Sonko out of his vehicle. He says he was injured in the scuffle. The judge hearing his case has adjourned the proceedings because of Sonko's injuries. But the fighting on the streets continues.
Moments ago, demonstrators stormed this supermarket in an upscale neighborhood. They tried to take drinking water, rice, vegetable oil. So much of these riots are driven by people who feel left out by the government.
Despite a booming economy, inequality is growing.
What's going on in Senegal goes beyond Ousmane Sonko or Macky Sall. We have been on a roller coaster in terms of polarization, in terms of exclusion, in terms of restricting and closing of civic space.
The court cases is rising political tensions and deepening a sense of injustice among those feeling alienated by the state, but wanting to get their voices heard. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera.
चल ठीक है फिर तमाम चलिए आगे तमाम आगे की तरफ चलो एक मिनट में और इन बच्चों की बना जो ये लोग आए इमरान खान को गिरफ्तार कर दिए इमरान खान का गिरफ्तार किसी का बाप भी इमरान खान को नहीं गिरफ्तार सकते हम इमरान खान के खड़े हैं खड़े रहेंगे इंशाल्लाह ये पंजाब पुलिस इमरान खान एक बाल भी बाका नहीं कर सकते नारे तकबीर
Molotov cocktails and tear gas mixed with shouts of murder, and the apology is fake. Students, rail union workers, and average citizens have been taking to the streets of Athens in the days since a horrific head-on collision between two trains. The only way things will change is if people come out on the streets and fight, because we have had more than enough promises and measures. Demonstrators accuse the government of failing to act on known safety issues plaguing the nation's rail system. Issues that may have led to two trains, one full of passengers, the other loaded with cargo, running on the same line for several kilometers and then colliding. A provisional death toll of 57 was given at the time. Many remain unaccounted for as a result of the speed of the crash and subsequent explosion. DNA testing is ongoing on remains found at the site, and nearly 50 people are still being treated in hospital. The European Public Prosecutor's Office is also now involved. It's looking into a contract about the upgrade of signaling systems on Greek trains. The Greek Prime Minister toured the site the day after the crash and has since offered a lengthy written apology on Facebook, promising to do better. His term is set to end in July, but elections could be pushed back from April until mid-May. We don't trust any government. We believe only the people will save the people. 3 rail employees have been charged in connection with the crash. Charges range from causing transport disruption to manslaughter. If convicted, the punishment could be life in prison. As families of the victims wait for answers, anger and unrest unfolds on the streets. Crystal Gamansing, Global News.
Nationwide protests, which have largely been peaceful, are heating up. The streets of Paris are on fire, and riot police are out in full force. Protesters continue to oppose France's controversial pension reforms after the Prime Minister passed them without the approval of Parliament. She says the reforms are not a personal issue and that she wanted to go to the originally planned vote but couldn't win a majority.
So what I can tell you is that until the last minute, with my ministers, we did everything we could to bring together a majority.
To pass it by force. Doesn't he see us? Doesn't he hear us?
Cuando ellos son culpables de lo que está viviendo el pueblo trabajador, indistintamente de la condición política de cada quien, esa sección.
Alright, let's get right into it. Oops, okay. Let's get right into it. Let's go to 2 Ezra 9, verse 1. It said, he answered me. Then it said, measure the time diligently in itself. When thou see pass of thy sign, pass of the sign pass, which I told thee before, thou shalt understand that it's the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt be seeing earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, right, upwards of the people in the world, and thou shalt well understand that the Most High has spoken of those things from the day that was before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world had a beginning, and the end is manifest, right? The end is manifest. Even so, that time also the highest had planned the beginning, and the wonders and the powerful works and the endure, and afflictions and signs, and everyone that should be saved should be able to escape by his work escape by his work, and by faith whereby you have believed, should preserve from the said perish, and see my salvation in my land within my borders. For I have sanctified thee for me from the beginning, right? From the beginning. Then this should be in a pitiful case, but now I have bruised my ways, that I have cast them away despiteful to dwell in torment. For sure as in their life they have received benefit and have not known me. Right. 2 Ezra 9 verse 2, they shall understand is they should understand that there is a very same time within the highest will get the world which he made. Therefore, when they should be seeing earthquakes and the uproar of the people in the world. Verse 6 get down to 6, for like it's all that made in the world had a beginning, had an end, and the end is manifest, right? The end is manifest. 2 15, verse 1. 2 chapter 15, verse 1, it said, behold, speak in thy ears the words of, I keep messing up here. Behold, speak thy in the ears of, 2 15, verse 1, behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I have put in their mouth, said the Lord. I cause them be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not imagination against thee, not a creature of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness, right? For all the unfaithful shall die in unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, said the Lord, I will place plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, right? It said the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Verse 6, the wicked have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, right? The hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more to touch their wickedness, which they have profaned, committed, neither I will suffer them in those things in which they have the wicked and assassinate themselves. Behold, innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the soul of the just complaining continually, right? Complaining continually. 2 chapter 15, verse 14. It say, woe unto the world that dwell in them, right? It say, woe unto the world that dwell in them. Destruction. 2 chapter 15, verse 14. It say, woe unto the world and them that dwell in them, for the sword and destruction draw not. And one people should stand up and fight against another, the sword in their hand, right? Sword in their hand. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard kings nor princes. In the corner of their action should stand in their power, right? In their power, a man should desire to go into a city, should not be able. It should not be able, right? It should not be able. Should not be. Right, should not be able. Let me see, do I got some? No, I do not. Let's go to Habakkuk. Okay. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter, I know I ain't missing scriptures, but we're going to go on. So I can go right into it. Okay. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, when I shall answer, when I reprove. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that read it. For the vision yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. Thou it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? It will not tarry. It will not tarry. What else? Let's go to Matthew 24. Verse 42. Matthew 24, it said, watch ye therefore, for you know not what our your Lord does come. Right? It said, watch. For you know not what our Lord does come. Luke chapter 21, verse 9. Luke 21, verse 9. When I shall hear the word, but when I shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified. For those things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. For then say unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Great earthquakes shall be in divided places, and famine, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall they be from heaven, right? From heaven. Luke 21, verse 34, 25. Luke 21, verse 25. There shall be a sign in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth, distress of nation, where presently in sea and the waves war. The waves war, yeah. Verse 26, man's heart failed them for fearing and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of heaven shall be shaken, right? Luke 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourself, let any time your heart be overcharged with surfing and drinking and carrying of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware. Let me see. All right. For the snare should come all of that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all those things should come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Right? It said, watch ye therefore and pray always. Ephesians 5, verse 15. Seeing that you walk circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming time, because the days are evil, right? The days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Be not drunken with wine, within exercise, be filled with the Spirit, right? Be filled with the Spirit. Ephesians 5, verse 16. Redeem the time, because the days are evil, right? The days are evil. Right, the days are evil. I think I got a couple more, but right, the days are evil. Okay, yeah, almost. Go back here. Should be no, well, how to stop this. All right. All right, let's go to Revelation 22, verse 10. And that shall be it. Revelation 22, verse 10 is say, let's go to verse 10. And he said unto me, saying of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand, right? For the time is at hand. Revelation 22, verse 10. And he said unto me, saying of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand, right? For the time is at hand. For the time is at hand. So that should be it right there. So we're going to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, double honor to the apostle, brother, Elder Great Millstone. Shout out to the So 1